We all know that wedding planning can definitely become quite overwhelming, and there are 1,000 things to think about. And when you get started, it can sometimes feel as if you're never going to make the finish line. Well, I'm here to make sure that you are. Welcome to Bride and Joy. My name is Amanda Thompson, and I'm so excited to have you here today. We are going to talk about how you can stay organized throughout your whole wedding planning journey. So, first of all, set yourself a timeline. This means get an overview of all the tasks that you want done, of all the tasks that you want and need and are thinking about, but try and think about the big picture. Booking a venue, booking your suppliers, setting a date, getting your guest list sorted, thinking about the design, then moving into what type of entertainment do you want? What is it that you love and that you like? And then going into the nitty-gritty with the details and stationery design and colors and schemes, and then moving into also getting an overview of the day. But being able to do all of this, you need to have a timeline. So you can download our free timeline below. So you'll get an overview of everything that you need to think about if you're planning your wedding for the next 12 months. If you are shorter on time, just go through those first pinpoints a bit faster and then you'll be there right on time. So the whole point is to make sure that you're going through something every single month. It will make it so much easier for you to get through everything that you need to think about and to be able to make it on time. If you leave it till the end, it's going to be a nightmare for you and you're not going to get the sleep, you're not going to get the time to do everything that you want. That's going to have you feel so stressed. So eliminate that. Make sure that you're setting up a plan. So make sure that the overall plan is big and then start working down into setting, for example, a monthly meeting with your partner. This means you can go through what needs to be done for the next month. Then talk about it, delegate tasks to each other, and make sure that you get what you want done. So when you're setting these deadlines, they can either be once a week, they can be every 2 weeks, they can be every week, depending on your availability, how much time, how big of a wedding you're planning. And if you're doing it yourself, this is how I would recommend you do it. If you don't want to think about any of these things, we can help you. We can make sure that you're taken care of, that you're seen, heard, that all your wishes are coming true. And we'll take it step by step. So we'll guide you throughout the whole way and we'll take care of you the whole way. And my big tip number 2 is make sure that you have everything organized. This can be a digital folder or it can be a physical folder or it can be both. Either way, whatever works for you and how you like to work is the best way that will work for you. But I will recommend, because you will go through digital contracts, digital information, maybe pinning a few design items and details and tables and inspiration pictures. So you will want to save these. So I would recommend that you have a wedding folder and then organize a folder below. So you'll have separate folders for all your suppliers, for your florists, for your design, for the details of the day. And that way you can organize everything that you get in your email. And I will recommend that if you can, set up a separate email address that is just for all your wedding planning, and then you have everything in one space. You have a paper thread of everything, and you can go through everything that you need. So you can also save everything that you need, just bump it in there, and it's all taken care of. If you do prefer physical binder where it's more of clipping in, noting down, and if you're a person that likes to write it, then do that. Just make sure that you're setting yourself up for success from the beginning. And to people that know me, I'm crazy about organizing and having everything organized. If you had seen my closet, you would also have seen that I do organize my blazers in color tones and I fold everything in color tones and in sizes, in boxes. So that's how I do it. It's a bit of a nerdy brain when it comes to organization, but it makes it so much easier for you to have everything organized and sorted in one location. Then you're ready to get started on setting up your budget. And sticking to the budget is maybe the most difficult task because it's not so easy to know what things cost in the wedding world. And if you're interested, I can go through this in a bit more of an idea of what things can cost for an episode. So let me know if you're interested and I'll get back to you on that. But I will recommend that you create a budget spreadsheet. So you get an idea, you get an overview of what you need to think of, what you need to plan for, and what needs to go into your wedding planning budget. There are also apps that you can use for this if that's something that you like, but I love an Excel sheet where you can see everything. And I will also recommend that you note down what you've paid and what is missing, because it will make it so much easier for you to have an overview of everything that is left of all the payments. And just a little tip on the side. So we all know that it's challenging for wedding couples to make choices when you see different options, to choose the one that is the cheapest version, which will allow you to stick to your budget. So all I'm saying is, in general, try and have an extra of something so that can go to unforeseen costs. Like, for example, have you thought about costs of transportation for your guests? Or have you thought about some extra costs for floral setup or for decoration setup? These can be hidden costs that are not so easy to look at or think about in the beginning, but then once you get them, you need to take it from somewhere. So make sure you have a separate little extra saved up. So that's for all your unforeseen things that will come your way. My fourth one is get your guest list to be sorted and organized from the beginning. I would recommend that you write down your guest list. So you'll write the name, their addresses, their numbers, their emails, their add in dietary restrictions, if you've sent out invitations, and if you've had any replies to RSVP. When you organize it this way, you will have a way easier time when you get started on your invitations, because then you've spent all that time in the beginning setting it up, reaching out to everyone, getting all their information, but then it's way easier for you to actually make sure that when you receive an information from a guest, that you can just pop it back in. And when you're getting to dietary restrictions, allergies, all of this, it's also so much easier to just pop it in. It's easy for you to see who you've sent out invitations to. It's easy for you to see who has replied, and everything is organized from the beginning. And there is one that is easy to forget, and that is create a wedding day timeline. So have an overview of what you want to do when on your wedding day, when it comes to your timeline. It doesn't mean that you have to have a very detailed timeline from the beginning, but it does mean that you will need to have an overview of what is happening when. Have an idea about when your ceremony is starting, when your guests should be arriving, when you think maybe transportation company will have to be arriving, maybe when transportation company has to pick up, and also roughly what time will the dinner be. This will allow you to understand how many hours you need of open bar, how long you need your ceremony to be, how long will people be there for, how long is the photographer there for, how long do you need your videographer, and it will give you a rough estimate of the day, which will be so much easier for you to receive actual numbers on proposals from all the suppliers that are working with you. And if you're planning your wedding on your own, I will recommend that you delegate tasks. So delegate tasks, so don't think about it, just give it away. But also, if you are planning your wedding with a wedding planner, if we do it for you, we take care of everything for you. But there are always someone that want to do something, and it can be a father, it can be an uncle, it can be a mother, and it can be tasks like, for example, welcoming the guests, or it can be handing out ceremony programs, or it can be tasks like, for example, creating something that is from a very special tradition. No matter where you're from or no matter how you want to do it, just make sure that you're handing out tasks and thinking about it from the beginning of what it is that maybe they would want to. And if you have someone asking you, and if they're asking you questions about what is it that they can help with, allow them to help, if it feels okay for you, of course. And I will recommend that you stay flexible and adjust where is needed. Planning a wedding is a journey. Sometimes it takes a different turn. Sometimes you plan it in a different country than what you were thinking of in the beginning, and allow yourself to be okay with these changes. If it's not feeling okay, if it's not feeling great the way it's going, change it, or change the person, or change, not your partner, of course. But if you've booked a photographer and it doesn't seem right, then go with your gut feeling. If you've planned for sunshine, but remember to have a plan B for rain, and it starts raining, be okay with it and train your mind from the beginning to be okay with it, because the most important thing is having a great time with people that you love. And we can never predict the weather, and we can never really do anything about the weather. Of course, we can pray and ask for everything and the universe to give us everything that we want, but it's not something that will break your wedding day. Your guests are there, everyone is ready to celebrate you, and that will be an amazing experience in itself. Be ready with a backup plan, have a great backup plan, because that will allow you to feel safe, you will feel covered, you will feel taken care of, you will be at ease, you will not go to bed and go, oh my goodness, what's going to happen if X, Y, Z said. So be okay with it, and it will be so much easier for you. And again, do your regularly check-ins. If it's every 2 weeks, if it's every 1 week, if it's every 4 weeks, make sure that you are collaborating with your partner. It's a great way for you to have fun with it, to enjoy it, to be on top of everything, and it will allow you to feel so more at ease with the whole wedding planning process. Staying organized during your wedding planning journey isn't about checking off the boxes. It's about creating a system that works for you and your partner while minimizing your stress. So, by setting timelines, by organizing your folders, by being on top of everything, by planning weekly or every other week or even monthly, setting goals, using digital tools, making them clean from the beginning, and delegating your tasks, and try and keep track of your budget, then you'll set yourself up for a very smooth wedding planning journey, and you'll have a blast planning your wedding. And most importantly, remember to enjoy the journey. This is a once in a lifetime. Hopefully, for some it does come again, but there is something very special about that once in a lifetime happening, that you're spending your time collaborating with your partner, maybe on one of your first big projects, or maybe you've built a house before and you've done it before, and then you know how to plan well together. But again, it can be a really challenging task. Find the time, prioritize the time, enjoy it together, and have the best time planning it. If you enjoyed this episode, I would highly recommend you to press subscribe down below, and you will never miss an episode coming forward. I'm so grateful to have you here, and I'm so excited to share next week's episode with you.